The award for female performance in a comedy programme is much like the award for male performance in a comedy programme. The same great talent, just slightly less musty. And here to present the award are international introverts, Rob Beckett and Tom Allen.
Excited, isn't it, Tom? Oh, this is lovely. Yes, I feel like I'm back in Edinburgh with all those empty seats.
Tom, when we were at school together in South East London, did you ever think we'd be here at the BAFTAs presenting an award?
Yes, it was the main thing I thought about.
It wasn't the main thing, was it, Tom?
How dare you?
Tom, in this BAFTA fantasy, was I here standing with you presenting it?
I have to say, Rob, absolutely not.
We do it together?
Let's do it together, shall we?
Let's do it together.
And the BAFTA is awarded...
You do it.
...to...
And the BAFTA goes to...
Aimee Lou Woods!
Oh my God, thank you so much. We said on our panel thing that we would break it into pieces and share it with everyone, but it's solid, Daisy. It's solid. So I'm going to give you a metaphorical piece to everyone in my category, especially Emma Mackey, who's the best scene partner and best friend, and all our cast members. We are such an ensemble, we're such a team. Sorry, I'm meant to be doing it to a camera, aren't I, Richard? Where is it? I don't even know. OK, and to Ben Taylor, our director, JJ, our producer who doesn't get enough credit, everyone at 11, Laurie, Nunn, just everyone, the whole shebang, Richard, you know how it is. And my agent, Lizzie, and my boyfriend, and all my mates, and my nana and my mum. And my dad, and everyone. OK, thank you.
OK, here we go then, gang, rehearsing. And we're doing the camera.
Hello, my name is Ncuti Gatwa and I play Eric Kwabena Effiong on Sex Education on Netflix. Sex Education is a coming-of-age romantic comedy drama. So it covers quite a lot of genres, but it achieves in all of them.
I'm John Jennings, the producer of Sex Education, Season 1 and currently Season 2.
And action.
It's a play! Don't let them breathe on you.
Camera.
What is going on?
My job is to help get the show shot, completed and put on the telly. Work very closely with our directors and our executive producers and our writers and our very talented team of art department, our designers, costume, makeup, bringing everyone together to make our world, which hopefully the world love, which they seem to be.
When you got the part and you sort of sit down and read it, how much of it are you like, I can do what I want with this? Like, did you? I mean, Eric's a decade younger than you, so were you like, I sort of have to work out what somebody 10 years younger than me does with their face and their words and their actions, or did you just totally tap into the character and you kind of got him, or did you sort of have to build him? How did that work? Getting a script through. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it makes sense. It's a good question. I don't know how I'm going to answer it. I think like what a lot of the guys have said. I think I got the script. I read it. And there was a lot there, and I was like, there's a lot I can play with. And I was obviously aware that he's 10 years younger than me, but much like with the humor, I was like, that's not something that I can play directly. I can't try and like emulate youth because I'm not 16 anymore. So I just have to play the truth of the scene, and it's so well written that it's like, hopefully it comes across. Hopefully the youth comes across because it's coming from the writing, which is what I'm saying. So hopefully, if I just play the truth of the scene, hopefully I come across 10 years younger. But it was rich and full of a lot of stuff that I was really surprised that a very middle class white Australian woman had written this gay black character so well, and so nuanced, and aspects of his culture and his parents and all of that was all in the script already. That wasn't something I had to develop or build on. And there was also quite an open dialogue between myself and Laurie, and she wanted to make sure that she was getting things right when it came to things like the church and other aspects of his cultural identity. And so it was always a conversation on sex education. It was always a conversation with Laurie and the cast as to where these characters are growing, how they're growing, and who they are as people. And so, yeah, I guess in a way it was like a constant building. But I tried not to go in with an idea of like who he was in terms of his youth or his humor or anything like that. I just tried to let the writing come through.
I'm pleased to say we now have our female in a comedy BAFTA winner, Aimee Lou Wood, for Sex Education. Hello.
Hello. Hi.
Hi, congratulations. How are you feeling?
Yeah. I'm feeling very spaced out. I keep laughing. And I said just then, I need to keep laughing because otherwise I'll cry. And then I did cry. So that you don't know what you're going to get with me right now. I apologise for that. But I'm good. I'm good. I'm just a bit spaced out and a bit shocked.
Totally understandable. Question here from the press room. Do you hope that your storyline will help women who have experienced similar things to your character?
Yeah, I really do. And I think a lot of the messages I got when it came out were just so moving. And, you know, I think it really has helped people. And I just feel so honoured to have been a part of that. And it was Laurie's personal story. So it was, you know, it's really special to me. Yeah.
And what's it like to have been part of Sex Education, this phenomenon that everyone's become instantly obsessed with?
It's bizarre. I'm still like getting my head around it all. I'm still learning. I think that's the weird thing, like something gets really big, just kind of like, whoa, we didn't expect it at all. And then you kind of like expected to know exactly how to like deal with all of it. And it's kind of like, really, I don't. I think I pretended for a long time that I did, but now I'm like, I have no clue. So I'm still getting my head around it, but it is amazing. It's amazing.
My name is Rio. I am the production trainee on Sex Education Series 2. Every day changes, there's constant different tasks, especially in the production office. You're sort of like a runner for production, so you're constantly doing running errands, running things to and from set. Scripts change all the time, and they need to be handed out to the crew so everyone's on the same page. They go through different colours.
I am Natalie. I'm the script supervisor. I'm basically the director's sort of right-hand person. So it's my job to make sure that everything written on this page gets filmed, that the actors say the right words, and that their continuity matches in every different shot that we do, so that the editors have as many options as possible when they're cutting the scenes together.
The schedule is pretty full on this one. There's a lot of different locations. There's all the characters' houses, there's the school, Moordale, there's the world that the place has been created in, and every week we find ourselves putting in the miles, find ourselves in different places all the time. There's a lot to do on this.
Hi there, my name is Chris Allen. I'm prop master on Sex Education 2. We are based in this old university down near Caerleon in South Wales. The production company have been very fortunate in when they were looking for this production for this location, that not only did they find a great building to set most of the production in, but they've got great surroundings as well, which has given us rivers, forests, and a whole array of beautiful scenery for backdrops, which has really, I believe, added to the whole quality.
Like tonally or like energy-wise, do you match it to what other people are doing in the scene, or do you go in and say, well, this is kind of my scene, so therefore everybody matches it to what I'm doing? Does that make sense? Like, I'm interested as like who kind of sets the scene in terms of how big or small or how much energy there is or whatever?
I think definitely our leader in chief, Ben Taylor. He sets the scene, and I think his energy definitely sets the scene for the whole set. He's a very playful guy, and that kind of sets the precedent to the atmosphere on set. Like, it's a very playful set, and obviously the subject matter, like, we're all kids, so we're all playing kids, so there's a lot to bounce off. Everyone's coming with energy that everyone's bouncing off, and when you're in a school building as well, you're always remembering the stories like that you had when you were at school, and like, oh, I did this, or I drew a dick on this locker as well. And so there's a lot of energy that's coming through from everyone, and so you just bounce and play off that. In terms of my scenes and who sets the vibe, I'd say, do you know what, with Ben, we've got a thing called a naughtiness style. So I'll try and do the scene. No, I'll do the scene, and I'll do it religiously. I'll get all the lines out well, and then he'll like amp up the naughtiness style and be like, okay, you can amp this up to like 5 now, and it will be like level 5 ad-libs. And then sometimes he'll like amp it up to 10, and it's like, Ncuti's on like level 10. Ncuti's on level 10, there's no stopping it. So
the X-rated version.
The X-rated version. So that's how our scenes tend to go.
Congratulations on your nomination. How does it feel?
Thank you. It feels like I've won. Like, to be nominated and to be recognised by BAFTA, and it's just a huge honour. And so I'm very glad to be here.
Yeah, and obviously it's all down to your amazing performance in Sex Education. How was it filming it?
Oh, do you know, it's so much fun. So much fun. It's such a like family vibe on Sex Ed. Everybody gets on really well, and it's like a bunch of silliness as well, a whole bunch of silliness involving a lot of bananas and props. And so it's a lot of fun.
And the silliness is literally what has got us through this last year. What have you been watching to keep you up?
To keep me up, do you know what? I May Destroy You was a big one. That was like, Small Axe as well was incredible. Beautiful. And yeah, those projects came from like Black creatives driving that, so that was incredible to watch. Yeah, those are my 2 top picks.
That is amazing. And you know what? You're in a phenomenal category this year. What has really made you laugh?
Yeah, do you know what? This country, Charlie Cooper and Daisy May Cooper are comedic geniuses. I love them. And that show just like the small town vibes. I'm from a small town, and so like I get it. I love that show.
I do too. Well, honestly, have an amazing day.
Thank you.
Enjoy yourself.
I shall.
Sashay away, you look divine,
Thank you.
darling.
As do you.
Good
as
luck.
do you.
In terms of Eric, Laurie Nunn just smashed it by like writing a sick script and a sick character who is gay and black and comes from a religious background and just has like hello, hi, and just has like, you know, just like a lot of layers to him. I'm talking about Eric. I'm talking about Eric.
A lot of love and a lot of positivity.
There's a lot of light in him, isn't there? But he goes through his sad times as well, and so we see that all. And so shout out to Laurie Nunn. Shout out to Laurie Nunn, man.
I think I got off quite easily in season 1. In terms of Otis's sexual performance, there's a lot of people who had quite intimate scenes. So this season I get my fair share of stuff like that, you know what I mean? Which has been interesting. I've never done this much wanking on camera.
And can you tell us anything? Can you tease anything about what's to come next?
I think our costume designer said that the ending's going to be like a surprise and a bit shocking to everyone. And so I can confirm that it will be. And I think the storyline that, you know, Aimee's storyline in season 2, it's continued to, like, it's handled beautifully throughout season 3 as well. So it's good. It's good, yeah.
And how are you planning to celebrate?
I don't know, you know. I really want to see Ncuti. Like, he's sat in front of me, but we haven't actually been able to speak yet. So I want to hang out with him, but I just said I didn't bring a change of clothes. So if we, like, go out, because there's no party, is there? Because coronavirus. So if we go out somewhere for a drink, I'm going to look, you know, very odd. But yeah, I just want to see him really and talk to him and just hang out with my friends, I think.
It must be lovely to actually go to an event again, though.
It is lovely, and I didn't think it was going to happen. I thought it was going to be all Zoom, and I hate Zoom. Cannot stand Zoom. No offence if this is Zoom. But it's just, you know, it's so... I like this because I can't see my face. I can only see you. What I don't like is seeing my face. You know, I think you can hide it, but I need to figure out how to do that. Anyway, I'll stop talking about that. Yes, it's nice to be in a real life thing. Yeah.
Fabulous. Go and enjoy yourself. Go and enjoy being part of it. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Bye.